How about that? Can you guys hear me? Let me know in the chat if you can hear me okay. I've got audio levels. Master is not muted. All right. Looks like things are back to normal. For some reason, Restream had muted the channel, and it normally does that when I play the intro, but it's supposed to unmute it, and it didn't. My audio mixer is up and running, and I am seeing levels. So great. Let's start the show over. Welcome. Thank you all for being here. Thanks for hanging out with me on Sunday. Sunday morning. I'm exhausted. I've had a busy weekend already. And I almost debated about not doing a stream today because number one, I really don't have anything prepared. I didn't have time to prepare anything. It's just a story of my life lately. Marathon training I'm in the more intense part of marathon training. And yesterday I did an 18-mile run, which was good, by the way. I had a great run. And then we decided to go to State Fair, Wisconsin State Fair, and doing that, walking around that place for 3.5 hours after a 18-mile run. I got to tell you, honestly, I was dead to the world. I almost rented one of those scooters to get me around because that's how I felt. But we made it. We got through it. Really, the only time my gal and I had to go to State Fair was yesterday because she's departing for Virginia middle of next week, and there's really no time in between that we could get to the State Fair. So yesterday had to be it, and we did it. So anyway, I'm here. You're here. Again, let's go back and say hello to everybody. Ted's here. Good to see you, Ted. Hockey Town is here. Good to see you. Yes, please hit that like button. I did talk about a little bit. My subscriptions have gone up a little bit, just a hair, and I really appreciate seeing that. Apparently my show is getting talked about in various places, and those of you that are sharing my channel and everything, information out there, I do appreciate it. I like seeing that number go up. Gramps is here. Good to see you. Let's see. Zero Redux is here. Good to see you. Yes, I took care of the audio. My bad. Meatball Saucy is here. Good to see you. Let's see. Everybody's saying they can hear me now. Great. Yeah, that would have been funny. I probably should have done it because we walked right past them and there was like 20 of them sitting there doing nothing. So I probably should have done it. But I think I talked about it, but the laptop that I use for streaming is also the laptop I take to Indianapolis for photo editing. If you guys haven't checked out the photos from my last weekend in Indianapolis, please do so. There's a community post with all the links. Go ahead and take a look at those. I don't charge anybody anything. If you want to download a photo, go right ahead. The only thing I ask is they are copyrighted, and I do ask that if you plan to use that photo in anything, that you give me proper photo credit, and I appreciate that. So my photo, I had a very successful weekend last weekend. 5 of my photos were published, and that was actually from Saturday. I did not have any publishable photos from the Brickyard 400. Nothing worthy that the paper would want to add to the album, so I didn't turn anything in that day. And but Saturday I actually got a crash photo that actually went wide. There was a few websites that picked it up. Fox News picked it up. MSN did through a third-party website, and various other third-party websites picked up some photos from the Saturday set. So check them out. I do appreciate folks when they do that. I really, this is the first time I've turned on the arcade in 2 weeks, really, since the last show. I've been so busy. Work is just killing me right now. We have a major project coming up in a couple of weeks. Actually, next weekend is when our implementation is going to be. I'm still planning on doing a show. But if that changes because of whatever reason, I will let you know. We're doing a major project that involves email accounts next Saturday, and it's going to run into Sunday. So as of now, I plan to do a show next weekend, but if it changes, I'll let you know. So yeah, again, this is the first time I fired up this arcade in 2 weeks, literally. So I'm happy to be down here. I played a few games this morning after I fired everything up, make sure everything's working okay. Um, and then I went upstairs and another thing I haven't gotten to is my household budget is working with that in 3 weeks, and I like to do them after every payday, every 2 weeks, and because of the Indianapolis trip, I actually missed it, so got that done. Um, as I said, I wanted to buy a cabinet um, to have for today for a build today because I feel like I haven't done anything tinkering in a long time, but it just wasn't in the cards. The cabinet I have my eye on went up in price, and so I'm not gonna do that. I am excited for Glenn's FU cabinet. The Kickstarter's doing well. I haven't looked at it in a couple of weeks. So last I looked, it was doing really well. And I started to watch his stream from the other night when they were talking about the arcade OS and the guys involved with that. So I haven't finished that stream yet. But check them out. If you guys haven't checked out Glenn's Retro Show, please go ahead and check out his stream. Let's see. Questions. Meatball Saucy wants to know the race experience. Okay. The first thing I will say about last weekend, it was hot as hell. You all know we Midwest went through that heat wave a week ago, and it was pretty bad in Indianapolis. It actually got worse as each day went on. Friday was hot, but it wasn't intolerable. Saturday was hotter, and then Sunday was the worst. Sunday was just terrible. So I do have a funny story about Saturday. So okay, I don't know how much you guys know about NASCAR, but NASCAR weekends are pretty compressed, pretty fast, and a light schedule. Really, Friday was a really light schedule. There was just a couple of practices. We picked up our photo bibs, got the media spiel, all that. And I actually got away from the track really early, like 2 p.m. We left the track. So I had my Friday evening to myself, went out to dinner with the family. I am originally from Indianapolis, so I have family there. So we just went out and hung out. Saturday is the Xfinity race, the what I like to call the Busch Series, the lower support series that the Cup Series has, the primary NASCAR series has. And there was practice and qualifying for the Cup guys and the Xfinity guys before the Xfinity race later that afternoon. So, but it was rainy. We had rain clouds all day long. It didn't really start raining until it got time for the Xfinity race. And we actually had 2 or 3 rain cautions, which didn't last long. But here's the funny story about that. So, it's during the Xfinity race, we had a caution for rain, and then in my corner, which is turn 4. There's several photographers. That day there was probably about 6 or 7 photographers in that corner. Well, after the first rain hit, no photographer wants to risk their photo equipment getting wet. So, and we all hadn't prepared for wet weather. So a lot of guys did not have the typical what we like to call them camera condoms, which are plastic sheaths that you can put over the lens that you're using and the camera to shield it from wetness. And a lot of guys who shoot road courses, as you all know, or you may or may not know, IndyCar does race in the rain on road courses. They do not on ovals. Same thing with NASCAR. NASCAR will run in the rain with rain tires on road courses, but not on ovals. So this was obviously on the oval. So when the rain hit, they had to throw a caution. So when that happened the first time around, half the photographers left. They said, "That's it. I'm not risking my equipment. I'm leaving." I started walking from my photo position in turn 4 back to the grandstand, underneath the grandstands, which would provide adequate cover from rain. I got halfway there. It's about a mile between my photo position and the front stretch grandstands. So I got halfway there, and then the sun comes out, and I'm like, oh, they're going to go back to green. So I hoofed it back to the corner. We got going. Rain caution comes out again after a few laps. Oh crap! So by that time, all the other it was only most of the other photographers left. It was just me and this other guy. We were the only guys out in turn 4. So I started walking back. I made it all the way a mile to the grandstand, underneath the grandstand, and then I hear the sun comes out again. Then we're going to go back to green. I'm like, crap. So I walked back out to my photo position, got set up. We went to green. And then the event happened, the accident between Eric Amarola and Austin Hill, the one that Austin Hill got penalized for intentionally wrecking Eric Amarola. And again, it's only myself and this other guy. I don't know. I can't remember who the other guy shot for, what media. It wasn't the Indianapolis Star, who's what I work for. So I heard the crowd. I looked in my direct. I have a TV monitor that I could see. I could see what had happened. Austin Hill had turned Eric Amarola into the wall, and they, as that happened, they started coming into my camera view, and I started clicking. You press the button with those cameras nowadays. My camera takes 30 frames a second, so I pressed the button, held it down, caught pretty much the whole sequence of events after the initial contact with the wall. And I had it. And then guess what? Another rain caution comes out. They red flagged the race. There was only 8 laps left at that point, and they brought everybody down the pit road. And usually on busy race days, there's a guy called a runner that goes to anywhere where there was any corner where there was an incident, and he'll collect the photo cards from the cameras of the guys that got something. Well, I waited 5 minutes. No runner. I'm like, well, crap, I've got these photos. I got to get them to my editor. So I thought, well, it's a red flag, 8 laps left. I'll just start walking back to my photo office, which is about 1.5 miles away. It's even further than underneath the grandstands. So I actually high stepped it. I walked, fast walked all the way back to the Star office, walked in there. My editor is the only guy in the room. So I offered him the photos. He said, yeah, let me see what you got. He downloaded everything. And then I hear, because I have my radio on, my scanner radio on one ear while I'm talking to the editor, and I hear that they're getting ready to go back to green. 8 laps left. So I thought, do I try to make it back out to my turn in 8 before they go back to green? And I decided, yes, I will. So this is where being a runner comes in. I'm carrying photo gear, by the way. I carried all my gear back to the Star office from my turn. So I actually ran, which is something the yellow shirts, the security folks there at the track, will yell at you if you run. I passed, must have been 3 yellow shirts. Not one of them said a word to me because they knew what was going on. So I'm running. I've got my photo bib on. I got my heaviest camera on my back. I'm running out to the turn, and I make it with one. The cars had already started up and were circling the track, and then I made it all the way back to my turn, out of breath, with 1 lap to go to green. And guess what? Nothing happened for those last 8 laps. So was it worth it? Maybe, but I was definitely tired after that race. All I wanted was a shower and something to eat, because I knew I had to get up early for the Brickyard 400 the next day. So that's my funny story. I got published. The editor used 5 of my photos. He actually used 2 photos from the actual Eric Amarola and Austin Hill incident, and the other couple, 3 photos were actually from the crowd and from the cloud formations that were over the track, because they were really spectacular. So that's the first time I've ever had a non-racing photo published. So pretty good. So all in all, a great weekend. Check out the photos again. I'm not gonna walk up through them today. So home arcade fired up. I do want to do some things with it. Somebody gave me an idea, and forgive me if I forget who popped this idea in my head a couple of weeks ago. But what I'm going to do, and I think I'll probably do it today, is I'm going to do an arcade shuffle. The middle section here, I'm actually going to put against the wall over here next to the pin, between the pinball and the Space Invaders T2. I'm going to fill out the wall, and I'm going to try and get everything out of the middle. And that actually gives me a ton of space for VR. So whoever you are that dropped that idea in my head a couple weeks ago, if you're present in the chat, take your bow. Thank you for dropping that idea in my head. It's actually a good idea. And then the middle will just, I'll add F to the middle of the arcade when cabinets come out or purchases are made. Almost bought something off Marketplace yesterday. But I didn't. I'm still waiting. I bought that truck just so I could, not just so, I needed a new vehicle, but one of the reasons I got a truck is so I can buy arcade one-ups off of Marketplace if I wanted to. So so that's what I plan to do today. I do at some point want to go through. Stock Jock had sent me all those parts. For the coin door light mod, and I wanted to document. He gave me instructions as well. I want to go through his instructions, and we'll that stream's coming. It's just I've just been, like I said, been so busy that I haven't had time to even think really. So as I said, I'm knee deep in marathon training. Yesterday, 18 miles out and back on the Bugline Trail here, Menominee Falls, Wisconsin. And then we did 3.5 hours at the Wisconsin State Fair. So I'm really, really tired today. Just trying to relax. Let's see who else is. Oh, P-Dubs is here. Welcome, P-Dubs. What is it with you and I? We wear the same shit all the time. I mean, the Pac-Man hoodie, and now the Star Wars shirt. I just grabbed this. This was like the next retro shirt that I had in my closet, and I just slapped it on. I swear to God, P-Dubs and I did not have a phone call. We didn't have a private chat, nothing. So we did not coordinate. So that's funny. Oh man. Let's see. Let's see. Hockey Town, yes, I plan on buying that too. And there's some news on that front. I saw a post by him in his Facebook group. I believe it's August 8th that he's going to go live with orders for his initial round, which it sounded like to me it was like 24, 25 cabinets. So hopefully I get in on that. I don't know. I want to buy one. Let's see. Yeah, that no joke. I was exhausted by it. I mean, for 8 laps of NASCAR racing, I ran. Yes, we do. We do. Yeah, I'm kind of nuts about running. People have told me I'm nuts. But it does becoming a runner. And there's a story behind why I became a runner. I became a runner because and I haven't talked about this too much. Maybe when I first started streaming, I may have touched on who I am and where I come from and that stuff, but haven't really talked about it in a long time. But in 2016, I had colon cancer and I survived it. I was actually caught really early. So, guys, I'm the biggest. I was actually, my oncologist called me the poster child for early detection. So, guys, if your doctor tells you got to go get a colonoscopy, just do it. Because I put up an argument and I went ahead and did it anyway. And I had, turns out, stage 1 colon cancer, very early, didn't even need chemo, but I did need to have surgery and to have it removed. And So, but not to get too far, off the uh, the reason why I became a runner is because I couldn't do anything in the gym. I had like laparoscopic surgery. If you know what that is, they just poke holes in your wherever the surgery is being done, and they use robotic arms to do what they need to do through those holes. But it kind of destroyed my core, and working out in the gym was painful. So I tried to find things that I could do that wouldn't cause my core to bark at me, and running was that. And I wasn't a fast runner when I started. I actually became a mall walker when I first started. So I was walking around malls 6 a.m. in the morning, and I graduated from that to running, and I've just gotten faster over time. And now I'm back in the gym and running. So that's my running story. Thanks, P Dubs. I appreciate it. But I am a big, 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 big believer in colonoscopies at 45. It's now 45. When I was discovered to have cancer, it was still 50, but they recently changed it. So yeah, that's very true. I tell people the prep is worse than the procedure. It really is. And those of you that have had that procedure know that it it's god awful. I hate the prep. And there's another story to that. There was a complication in my surgery. The next year, I had to go back in for another colonoscopy to see how things were going. They discovered a complication, and I actually had to go through a balloon procedure that required 4 straight colonoscopies in a 2-month period. That's right, folks. 4 colonoscopies in a 2-month period. So, again, the prep's worse than procedure. Procedure is great. I'm like the norm of colonoscopies now. They'll wheel me into the room. The same nurses, the same doctor is there, and they're all like, "Pete, welcome back." Because they all know me, and I'm due for one this year. I graduated to every 3 years for colonoscopies because I'm doing so well. So after my marathon, I'm going to have to schedule my 3-year colonoscopy, and hopefully things will be good. So cross your fingers. Biggie D is here. Welcome, Biggie D. Good to see you. Yeah, P Dubs. I just do it. Okay, trust me on this. So you won't regret it. If it's caught in stage 1, even stage 2 or 3, very treatable. Again, I did not need chemo. I just had the surgery and I was done with it. I should probably find that. I'll do that. Thanks, Hockeytown. Yes, that salty solution sucks. Oh, very bad. So anyway, I talk about arcades here and I do stuff in my arcades. So I've kind of got off topic, catching you up on shit I've been going through. Next week is kind of a light training week for me. It's a step back week on my marathon training plan, so I have less miles to look forward to this week. My gal is flying out to Virginia on Wednesday. She's going to visit her folks. I unfortunately can't go because I have a major project at work next weekend. But I love going to Virginia with her because there's places I love running through Colonial Williamsburg. I love going to that place, and we're going to do a vacation next week. I promised my gal, I've got money set aside for it. We're going to take a vacation next week, probably to OBX or even to Florida at some point. We need to start looking for a home down in Florida for when I retire. So I do want to let's see. Here's another funny story about that. My last was it my last colonoscopy or the one before? Might have been the one before, but they give you stuff to knock you out, right? And you usually get a pretty good sleep out of it. But so and the anesthesiologist, he introduces it into the IV they've put in you, and then he has you start counting down from 100. Usually, I don't make it past 97. I'll go 99, 98, 97, and I'm out, right? For whatever reason, whatever this particular anesthesiologist did, I actually kind of woke up out of my fog, and I felt it, and I heard the doctor and the nurses talking, and I panicked and I said, "Guys, I'm still with you." And so they immediately stopped everything. They had the anesthesiologist dose me again, and then I was out for the rest. I mean, there was no coming back from the second go around. That was the only one time that happened, and so I think the time after that, which is the last time I've had it, I actually said to them before they introduced me to the anesthesiologist, "Please make sure I'm knocked out appropriately." Yeah, not a fun thing to wake up to. Yeah, I'm home alone from Wednesday through the following Monday. So, uh, guys, I have not seen Fantastic Four. I have not seen Naked Gun, although the gal wants me to wait to see Naked Gun with her. I'm told both are very good. Um, I still have not seen Fantastic Four. I thought about going to see it after the show today without her because she really doesn't care for superhero movies anyway. Um, so I was thinking about that, but I'm kind of thinking I'm going to wait to see Fantastic Four until next weekend when I'm just by myself, and I'll get it done. But Naked Gun, we're going to go see together, probably in a couple of weeks. So don't spoil it for me. I've been very good about staying away from spoilers. Good to know, Biggie D. Everybody I've talked to about Fantastic Four who have seen it, my coworkers at work, said it's great. It's the best Marvel movie in several Marvel movies. So that's good praise in my book because I know what I've gone through with the last several Marvel products, TV shows, and movies. So it's good to hear. And yeah, P Dubs, I heard you talk about it a little bit the other day, and I was very encouraged by that as well. Naked Gun, I'm told, is really funny. I had my skepticism, my reservations about this new Liam Neeson version because I'm a big fan of the prior versions. So we'll see. Okay. Um, so there's been some news. I'm not going to touch on all the news. The one thing I will talk about is the Bossy Oak or Mossy Oak Big Buck Hunter. I kind of want it because I think it looks a lot better than the original cabinet. I kind of hate the fact that they haven't done the marquee um, or lit up the marquee. But I kind of want to bring Big Buck Hunter back into the arcade. And this particular version of Big Buck Hunter, I think, would looks a lot better than the first original deluxe version. But I kind of want to get a Fast and Furious first. I need a racing cab in here. Um, so I'm thinking about getting a Fast and Furious first, Time Crisis second, and it's Time Crisis that I was thinking about getting, but they raised the price to like 829 US now. It was in the 700s. Actually, Walmart had it for like 605 a couple weeks ago, and I just for whatever reason I didn't buy it. And now it's showing up on at least two websites for 829. And I can't pay that much for a Time Crisis, so I'm kind of waiting for that to come down a little bit. If it does, it probably won't because maybe they're down to a low inventory on that, and they're just going to keep the price the way it is. From what I remember, that's usually what Arcade One Up does, or their vendors. When a cabinet gets low on inventory, they'll jack up the price to see if they can't get anything out of it. Are you talking about covering Formula One, or are you talking about watching F1? I do watch F1 or Formula One occasionally. Yes, I actually considered about buying a simulator instead of an arcade cabinet, because I'm a huge iRacing fan, even though I don't have an iRacing setup. But the Speedway, the Indianapolis Motor Speedway in the museum now. By the way, that renovation is incredible. So if you're in Indianapolis and you need something to do, check out the Indianapolis Motor Speedway Museum and Tour. Okay, in that museum now they have a 5 station iRacing simulator specifically set up for the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. It is amazing. I would love it. Has hydraulics and everything. So uh, no charge for that either. You just the price of admission to the museum, and you can do the simulator. But I would love to get a racing simulator. And there's been a few for sale for like 4 grand, a 3 monitor setup with a PC. I just can't bring myself to pull the trigger on that. But I kind of like to do that. But in the meantime, maybe a stopgap might be a Fast and Furious with a buy stuff store mod. Oh, F1 the movie. Yes, I have seen F1 the movie. It's awesome. It's excellent. It's superb. Great vehicle for Brad Pitt. Now they're talking about making a sequel to that on his character involving Tom Cruise's character from Days of Thunder, um, Cole Trickle. And the idea behind it that I've heard discussed is that Cole Trickle and Brad Pitt's character have some heat from the early days. So maybe Brad Pitt's character raced a little bit of NASCAR and they had some friction or whatever. I'm down for that movie. So if they make a Cold Trickle Days of Thunder crossover with F1, I'm down for it. I would totally watch that movie. So let's hope they get it done. Yeah, Gramps, that's what I'm kind of targeting right now. So P Dubs. Oh man, I have never heard of Assetto Corsa. Interesting. I'll have to Google that later. Yeah, that's another option I was thinking about doing. Rubbin is racing. Yeah. Great movie, that movie, Days of Thunder. Little cheesy because if I'm a NASCAR fan, so I'm like, eh, cheesy but still entertaining. For me, a movie experience. One question I ask myself when I come out of a movie: was I entertained? Like, from Gladiator, are you not entertained? And so I ask myself that question: was I entertained? Were there, and then I'll ask myself, was there things wrong with it that could have been better? But overall, a successful movie going experience for me would be if I've been entertained, and I was very entertained by F1. I thought the racing action was really good. They paid a lot of attention to trying to get it as accurate as possible. So, all right. So yeah, the Mossy Oak. Uh, um, is on my radar, but I think I'm going to prioritize Fast and Furious first. Get that in, order some mods for it. Um, and there was a time I actually thought about ordering 2 Fast and Furiouses, but I don't think I'm going to do that. My gal comes down here every once in a while to play that Miss Pac-Man behind me, the Class of '81, but I'll never get her down here to race with me. I don't think so. I would love that. See that too. We should make that happen. Call Stern. Or that would probably be more of a product for, what's that other company? It escapes me. I'm not a real pinball guy, so it's funny. Um, there is a Star Wars pinball. I've seen it pop up on a few channels. I think the latest was Big ED's channel this morning, talking about this real Star Wars pinball from Stern coming out to Sam's Club or Costco, one of the two. Um, Oh, Jersey Jack, yeah. So it probably fit more in their wheelhouse than it would Stern, but whoever makes it, I'd be down for it. Yeah, Biggie D, I saw the alert in and I knew you talked about it. There's been a one or two other things I've seen on YouTube, but again, I've been so busy. The only time I get to watch somebody else's stream is this morning is in the morning when I'm working out, and I'll put up a stream while I'm doing weights. So P Dubs, I saw the Super Game Room dudes show the issues that you guys had. Sorry, it was just an hour, but I was entertained during that time while I worked out, and then I went and watched part of Glenn's show from Friday night. So I try to watch everybody as I'm working out throughout the week while I'm working out, and yeah, there's no really, and sometimes at work. Sometimes a lot of times at work when I first get there, and maybe I'll get something for breakfast from the cafeteria. I'll throw on PD7's morning video, and I'll watch him. There we go, Costco. $47.99, a little too rich for my blood, but maybe for someone looking to get into real pinball, not such a bad deal. I kind of want to see what Costco does, after a couple of months. Will they mark it down, try to get rid of it? If it goes down to like $29.99, I'd probably be seriously think about getting it. So Prince Vinny, I don't know. I might look into getting Buy Stuff's sit down kit for it and buying a chair for it. But I think what I'd focus on, I'd keep it stand up for now, and then look at getting Buy Stuff's PC mod for it, and maybe even the monitor mod to make the monitor bigger. So speaking of VPX, I'm doing my best to get on the VPX beta for the 4KP, but I'm not. Y'all know I'm not a big Discord user, and I try to get in there and do and chat once in a while. So I'm in the VPX beta Discord, and I'm doing the counter and everything, the counter channel every once in a while. I'm trying to move myself up so I can level up to the point where I can actually become a part of the beta, and but that would be great. I'd love to check out that game on VPX. Got a lot of things I got to do. I got to upgrade my desk PC, my up in the home office upstairs. I need to upgrade that. As some of you might know, Windows 10 is going end of life or end of support, and it keeps barking at me to upgrade to Windows 11. Well, the PC is not at a level where it would take Windows 11 very well, so I need to upgrade that. I mean, I'm actually going all laptop. I'm getting rid of the tower desktop that I currently have, and so I'm going to be getting another laptop for up there, and so that's a purchase I got to think about. Love the truck, guys. You guys have been with me. You know that I recently bought a truck. God, I love that thing. The trip to Indianapolis in that thing was just adaptive cruise control is where it's at, except when somebody cuts you off, and then you get pissed because your truck breaks on you in the middle of the highway. But I love that truck so much. Really, I'm just a procrastinator, and upgrading for me would be such a big deal because I put files everywhere, so I'd have to go find the files and move them. Now, I just went through a round of laptop upgrades at work. I have 2 new laptops at work. And so I got myself to a point where now I'm storing all of my work-related files on the network and keeping everything on the local hard drive basic, so that if I ever have to upgrade again, it's just a matter of swapping out the PC, really, because I'd still have to install some custom like development environment for programming. I'd have to reinstall that stuff, and A few other things I'd have to reinstall, but all my data and everything is now stored on the network. So no, I did not get an F-250. I got a Colorado Chevy 2025 Chevy Colorado um, Z71. Let's see if I can find a picture of it real quick. Dun, 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 dun. Photos. Oh my goodness. I haven't been on this page in a while. We went to the state fair and I took a crap ton of photos. Here we go. All right, so I'll share this out. Make that window bigger. All right, so there it is. This is actually the first time I took it. This is after I got back from Indianapolis. You still see the media sticker right here in the center of the window from the track, and I'm lazy about that kind of stuff. It's gone now, but so I took it first thing after I got back from Indianapolis to the car wash and got her all washed up, and I finally got my plates approved to transfer from my Jeep to the truck. But I love this Jeep. I love the color. I wanted a blue one, but the particular color of blue, shade of blue that I want was the 2024 Colorado, and I really wanted to get the current model year. So, but I got the electronics package in this thing, so I've got a totally electronic dash. I know a lot of people are iffy about that because if something breaks in the electronics and stuff like that. But I'm a techie. I'm a techie nerd. I like all things techie. I love the infotainment system and the dash on this Chevy Colorado. Um, so just really, really, really loving it. So that's my truck. Oh, you don't want to see that. Rear view of it. And I do have a roll up cover for the truck bed. A lot of cameras on this thing. I've never had a backup camera before. Let's go back to this. Going back to, so I told you a lot of folks used my photo. Well, this particular, I forget the name of the YouTube channel, but they were talking about the wreck between Eric Amarola and Austin Hill. Well, they used my photo as a background image for the thumbnail. And they actually gave me proper photo credit for it. And I found the video just searching my name on YouTube and saw that they'd given me credit, and I just commented on the video. I said, "Hey guys, thank you so much for giving me proper photo credit for that." So I was really happy about that. Breaking Bob, that's the name of the YouTuber. So yeah. All right, we've chatted along about 50 minutes here. Let's see. Yeah, I love it. Yeah, I agree. I haven't encountered a need for the lane keeping assist yet. But I do like the mirror. Some cars now have that little amber warning LED in the rearview mirrors, so that it'll warn you if there's a car in your blind spot. I love that. I use that all the time. Biggie, to answer your question, I have no intentions of modding the truck at all. I'm going to keep it stock. So other than the packages that I added to the truck when I ordered it, I pretty much got every package Chevy had for the truck, except for there's a cargo package, which now I'm thinking I probably should have got it. But and I did go out and buy some cargo straps, which are stored in the compartment here in the rear. So So I don't plan on lifting it. I know a lot of people do. Here's the primary reason why I can't lift it. The clearance in my parking garage at work is 6'2". This thing barely clears it. Well, I don't have, here, let me go back to it. So right here is the antenna. I put a stubby, maybe you guys know what a stubby antenna is. It's a really short stub of a antenna. The antenna on this thing was shot up so large, I would not clear my work parking garage. So I put a stubby on it and now I clear it. But if I were to lift this thing, I would have all kinds of problems getting into that garage. Prince Vinny, no. They have a 2.7 liter TurboMax engine. Mine has a 4-cylinder. So, and it's very powerful. The TurboMax engines are very powerful, and I can tow up to 7,700, even though the state of Wisconsin put me in the 6,000 pound weight class. So, I love the TurboMax engine. I'm a big fan of it. Yeah, and that's another reason why I'm doing. I actually signed up for a car wash package, so I can run this thing. Wisconsin winters, you all know, we do a lot of salt up here on the roads and everything, and that just wreaks havoc on the undercarriage of a car or truck. And so one of the things I'm religiously going to do is wash this thing once a week. So I signed up for an unlimited car wash package, so I can go through at least once a day, every day, if I wanted to. But it'll be more like once a week, which still pays for the membership of the unlimited car wash. Cornercade's here. Welcome, Danny. Yeah, I don't have that XL anymore. I sold it a long time ago to a guy in Iowa that drove several hours to get it from me. So that was, gosh, over a year ago. And yeah, it was about a year and a half ago. He came from all the way from Iowa to buy that thing off of me. It was pristine condition, really. I think I sold it for like $600. All right, guys. So let's have some fun. All right. As you guys know, I'm a tinkerer. I like to do things. I haven't done anything in the arcade in a while. Oh, I got some depressing news. Y'all know, if you watch me regularly, I had right next to my Peanuts pinball, I had a Peanuts clock that I got from Menards. I saw it on PD7 stream video one day, and I bought that thing, and it was a perfect thing to go next to my Peanuts 4KP. Well, while I was in Indianapolis last week, the thing fell off my wall and broke. There's actually a glass face on that thing, and it broke into pieces. So before I do what I want to do today, and I didn't have time to do this before the show, I apologize for it. But I'm going to have to run the vacuum over there to pick up any glass shards that are still on the floor over here, because yeah, I came home to that on last Monday. I was pretty depressed. Well, the clock didn't cost that much. It was under $20. I can probably go get another one. This time I got to slap all kinds of 3M double-sided tape on it to get it to stick to the wall better. It is pretty. It has some weight to it. It's not heavy. It has some weight to it. So, but that's the depressing news. So, all right, I'm gonna mic up, and it's been a while since I did this stuff. So, gone on my remote mic. I got a DJI mic. I'll turn it on, and I'll mic up so I can talk to you folks while I'm doing this. I'm gonna put my eyes on. Where's my audio? Master. Let's set up mic input to testing 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I've switched over to the wireless mic. All right. All right. We're going to turn on the house lights. All right. So I was going to set up my cell phone camera too, and I forgot to do that. Well, it wasn't really. I both forgot it and I ran out of time. So live production value, right? All right. I'm all about neon right now. So anything I can find neon to light up my wall with. And you'll see here in a second when I get my NDI camera fired up. You'll see here in a second what I started to do. I really want to do more VR. All right, here we go. Okay, so y'all see the middle section up there in the upper left. I'm going to eliminate that. I'm going to use that space for VR because I like VR bowling, and I'm tired of hitting my hand against furniture when I play VR bowling. But I want to do more VR bowling. I definitely want to do some golfing with some of you, but we're never online at the same time. As you guys know, I go to bed at an ungodly hour of 7 p.m. and most of the golfing between you guys takes place in the late hours, really. So you can see my space here. What I'm envisioning on doing is moving the NBA Jam right here in the corner and then filling out the space on either side of it with the rest of the arcades. You can kind of see on the wall here what I've done. These are available at Hobby Lobby. They were on sale for a short time, but my Hobby Lobby only had one Pac-Man and one Pac-Man and one Ghost. I actually ordered 3 more Ghosts to just put along here. But now that I've decided to move the arcade one-ups over here, I'm actually going to take this down and move it somewhere else. So I got to find another space on the wall for it, maybe even above one of the windows. Forgot to turn on my Galaga ship. So that's the plan, because some of the are like I have LED strips on the back of the arcades in the middle, but I haven't been using them because I thought it would look stupid with those things lit up in the center. But I'm gonna free up some more room for VR, and then yeah, just go from there. I do want to golf. I'd love to. I've not experienced multiplayer mini golf yet. So, all right. So let's get to it. First things first. Let's shut off these guys. I'm going to pull them off the wall. I'm going to have to redo tape here, but that's okay. Actually, only used one because they're so light. But like I said, I'm really into neon artwork. So anytime I see a cool looking piece of neon artwork, I'll scoop it up. And I'm always on Amazon looking for that stuff. And I think it really started after I did the Quarterdeck arcade sign through Neon Chili on Etsy. So if you guys are looking for a sign like that, check out Neon Chili on Etsy. All right. So we're going to shut down all these arcades in the middle. Say all you want about Arcade 1-Up and the quality of their cabinets. You all have your own feelings and you're entitled to them, but it creates a space for me that I can come and actually enjoy, and that's all that matters. Am I happy? Yes. So, all All right, so we're gonna unplug. I like to keep my before I do that, shit, I forgot. Before I get really into moving things around, I do want to run the vacuum over here. And I can mute my microphone so that you guys don't have to listen to this. Good old trusty shop vac. All right. All right, I'm gonna mute the microphone, so bear with me. Okay. Yeah, there was a lot of shards of glass there, so I'm glad I did that. Because my gal likes to go barefoot around the house, and I do not want my gal to step on a shard of glass down here and start bleeding. I actually warned her. I said, don't come down here till I get a chance to vacuum. She's at work, by the way, right now. She is a Starbucks barista. Been with the company for decades, really. So she's a supervisor. Gets up at 4 every morning, 4 o'clock. Just to let you guys know, I'm ready for miniature golf. I mean, I've got me a putter. You know, the grip to putter from Form X. So I'm ready to go. I love this thing. Okay, I'm very excited about the new Tron. I'm a little hesitant because you know, I'm an original. I'm a huge fan of the original. Obviously, I saw it when it first came out. Saw it many times when it first came out, and I don't know. We'll see. I'm gonna go see it. All right, got some love for Arcade One. I'm glad to see that. I love them. Do they have their issues? Sure. Any product does. I don't think I've owned a product that wasn't that was perfect. Maybe there was. My truck is almost perfect, but I'm sure it'll throw something at me that I'll decide otherwise. All right, so we're going to put and this is one of the reasons why I love Arcade 1-Up. Moving them around a lot. You know, we all like to do that arcade shuffle, right? So, you know, there'll be a time when I pick up a real arcade. Don't get me wrong. That time will come. But all right, so NBA Jam in the corner. So that's my thought, because you know, it's a 4-player arcade and corner would probably be the best spot for it. I know Cornercade will probably say, "Why don't you do the two-player deck mod?" I would, except it's not a priority mod right now for me. So, and I've got a power strip over here that I put in. I should have vacuumed over here. There's some spider webs coming in. That's a problem with basement. I need to get my USB 2.0 extensions. By the way, these Amazon sells these under their Amazon Basic brand. I've talked about these before on some of my streams, but they're, you know, for neon artwork or for LED strips that you put on your wall. These Amazon Basics, what are they, about they're about 6 feet long. USB-A male to female connector, just extending, getting your USB artwork or your USB strips. So I've got a USB strip on here. I just need to find the plug. There it is. Actually, I don't need an extension cord for this one. There we go. All right, so LED light. Looks good. Oh, yes, you're right, Prince Vinny. 99 Lives did shut down. So hopefully he's just taking a break and he'll be back later. But you're right. I can't do a 2-player mod on that now, even if I wanted to, unless I get G.I. Joel to make it for me. And guys, I'm just going to admit something. I have not bought anything from G.I. Joel yet. I have not. And I want to. I'm not. I like Arcade 1-Up risers. So getting rid, and the reason why I like the Arcade 1-Up risers is because I could do the Tulsa Arcades mod to them for the lit LED panel. So yeah, for me, there wasn't ever a need. I do appreciate the product he came up with the risers to make them into like deluxe style cabinets, but I just never felt the need to get one. But I am very, very pumped for the cabinet that he's coming out with, and I hope to get in on the initial batch of orders for his Nintendo style cabinet. So and I'm already in on Glenn's Kickstarter. All right, this might be a little awkward. not going to fill out as I thought it would, but I didn't take it's not like I took a measuring tape. Take this artwork off too. Hobby Lobby is great for artwork. All right. Yeah, see, if I do this, I'm cutting off player 4, which is never going to happen, but I'm never going to use player 4, so what do I care, right? I was hoping to get another cabinet on this side. I suppose I could move, I can squish the pinballs together. Yeah, meatball, I agree. That's one of the risers that I haven't done yet is the riser mod for the Star Wars cabinet. I do want to do that. Hi, Stock Jock. Didn't see you come in. Welcome, man. Thanks for being here. So yeah, I'm gonna order from GI Joel. Hopefully on that day, I'm gonna set a calendar reminder to remind me. I don't know what time of day those things are gonna go live. If they're midnight, Stock Jock, maybe you can maybe you know what time of day he plans to go live with that order. So I really don't want to do this because I'm dragging cabinets over here. Bear with me. I got to put some power to my cell phone so it doesn't run out. The camera doesn't run out on me. Oh, where am I going to go with this? Shoot. I might actually, while I'm a bachelor next week, might actually go to the state fair a second time because I did not get corn on the cob because the lines were just horrible. We went to the state fair on the worst day you could possibly go, which is a Saturday, and the temperatures are not as hot as they've been. So thousands of people decided to go to the state fair yesterday. Okay, so I've got charger power here. Yeah, I believe that, Big ED. I've only been to Arizona once to visit family, and we I want to say we were in the Phoenix area, and then this was like 20 years ago. Phoenix area, and then we drove out to San Diego. That was interesting because we got stopped by the Border Patrol. Never had that happen. But then again, I've never been to the Southwest before that. Okay. I'm not sure what I'm going to do here. I don't really want to move the pinballs down a little bit. But let's. I thought I had more room to play with here, but I don't. Oh man, and I have another problem too. My partition legs are going to get in the way here. I did not account for that. Maybe I don't need to. It's actually going to even out pretty good. Hmm. Okay. Maybe sticking NBA Jam there in the corner isn't the best idea. And that's one of the downsides of these 4-player cabinets is they're just awkward to place. All right, that's as far as I want to go with that. Hey, B. Kirby, welcome to the stream. Appreciate it, man. All right. Be careful, I have artwork on this guy. We're going to put Pac-Man next to the class of 81. Those of you who've been following me for a long time know the journey this arcade has taken. Don't wreck the artwork. Okay. Before I get any further, I need to figure out my power situation here. Oh man, awkward. So where I'm putting power. So I'm gonna get some USB extension cables because I have two on these deluxes. I have two USB LED strips, one for the top panel and one for the bottom panel. Okay. You're funny, Stock Jock. Moving just for the sake of moving stuff. Well, someone gave me this idea a couple weeks ago, and I'm like, that's a great idea. I should probably look into doing that. But you probably jumped in before I talked about this, but the whole reason I'm doing this right now is so I free up room for VR for like bowling and games like bowling and golf. And other games where I need a little spread out. And I'll fill out in the middle as arcade products become available. You all know what's coming. Okay. All right, so actually, I'm moving them a little closer together. Oh, I need another. This Pac-Man thing from Hobby Lobby, I've not lit since I moved Pac-Man away from the wall. So it'll be good to get that going again. There we go. Pac-Man artwork is lit. Okay, so we need the Galaga. Let's go ahead and move the Galaga over. And again, this is going to free up this entire middle section for me to do like games like VR bowling and oops. Oh, don't do that. This is working get tough. I boxed myself into a corner here. Okay. And of course, now I've got an extra power strip. That I need to remove from the middle for now. Galaga is lit. There's room here to stand and play Galaga. NBA Jam's going to have to go somewhere else, though. Any thoughts based on what you see on the camera now on what to do with the NBA Jam? Just moving that camera around. Oh, that camera froze. Hey, Gamer Fridge, welcome. Okay, something happened to my one camera. Yeah, I know, Prince Vinny. I'm working on it. There we go. We're back. So, any thoughts on what I can do with the NBA Jam now? Because I'm not going to have any room for it in the corner. Now, granted, I got all this wide open space here. I mean, I think I could probably stick it here. I'm thinking. I need 2 more USB cables. Oh, what just happened? All right. Can't see a bloody thing. It's nice to be able to use these LED strips again. Just brings that much more ambiance to the arcade. And here's the kicker. I'm out of USB ports. And plug in the golden tee. Well, Prince Vinny, putting Pong in the center kind of ruins my idea for having more room to move around in VR. So there's not enough room to stick it over. My X arcade over there is pretty set. Golden Tee would go perfect here where the Pong is, but I suppose I could move Pong out. Into like maybe a corner here by this pole, by the support pole. And then put NBA Jam over there. But I just want more room to move around in VR. You've given me a thought, though. Okay. Because NBA Jam would probably go perfect right here. So let's experiment as they say. Got my little VR kit here. Set that down by the computer. I have not logged into VR in a couple of weeks. Haven't done it since I've been home since Monday because it's just been so busy. Got the parts that Stock Jock supplied me for the LED coin op doors. And you weren't here, Stock Jock, but I do plan on doing a stream with those when things calm down a little bit more. All right, so let's shut down Pong. This is a BA jam. I need the Pong power. Where is that going? God. Actually, when I first did it, this expansion, this is actually where I had NBA Jam. All right. Don't trip. The other thing I got to do is get a new cell phone because my power port is just busted. Really struggled to keep that thing charged in Indianapolis. And it's about 7, 8 years old. Actually, Sony 4K, first of all, welcome. And second of all, I've actually kind of been thinking about selling the Pong. That's a good idea, Gamer Fridge. And of course, I've got the got to get power to this thing, and I'm taking out the power strip. So you're right, though. I could move it. Would it make more sense to run an extension that way to that power strip or that way? Oh my God, this thing runs all the way over here. And I'm caught on something. All right, this power strip is toast. Power is gone. Put this in my surplus storage. Yeah, you're probably right. Maybe I should look into selling it. I do like it. I mean, I want to keep it as long as I can, but obviously I'm going to have to figure out what I'm going to do with it because, with the Glintendo cabinet coming in, the FU edition, and if I'm able to get it, the GI Joel cabinet, they're going to have to go somewhere else. So I think it makes sense to run the power this way. I mean, how many of you had started to use the Pong pub table for storage? I mean, just setting stuff on it, forgetting about it. I kind of did that until I want to play it, and then I got to clear everything off of it. I'm sure the Infinity game table is like that too, and a lot of your houses you probably wind up start stacking stuff on it and starts gathering dust. We still play our Infinity game board. We love that thing. The gal beats me at the Uno clone frequently. All right. I'm just looking for a power for the Pong. All right, power acquired. I really need to get some carpet tape or something. Boy, what is up with that camera? All right. Okay, so things left to do. I got to get some LED power to the Golden Tee. Thing is, do I have enough ports on the one that's back here? I highly doubt it. Trouble is, can I access it? Actually don't have any available ports on that thing. Oh. All right, do I have another USB hub? Yes, I do. This Venter people probably ask, who the hell is this guy and why does he keep buying USB hubs from us? I always buy these powered USB hubs just for artwork and stuff. I've got two, so I need two cables. So we're gonna light up the Golden Tee backside now. Probably would have made more sense to stick the Galaga underneath the Galaga LED artwork, wouldn't it? All right. So I need to light up the backside of the NBA Jam. All right. Now it's looking good. So what I'll do is when I want a VR, I'll slide the Pong over here to the corner. That'll give me plenty of space in the middle here. So what we have left to do is I need to light up the NBA Jam. I don't have a USB hub. Well, I do, but it's populated. Oh, that could be tricky. I do have 2 USB ports there, but then I'd have to run cables. How many do I have? So I got plenty of USB ports available here. I can get the cable. Oh, I actually have some here. Oh man. My electrical situation has gotten a lot more complicated. All right, so what I'm trying to do here is get power to the LED lights on the back of the NBA Jam. I'm running out of cables here. Now I got to figure out what to do with the Pac-Man lights. I suppose I could put them right there on the wall, just straight up and down. So Pac-Man would be chasing them down. That might look good. Actually, kind of would, I think. Hey, Jason, welcome. Appreciate you showing up. We're just, we chatted for a little bit earlier on, and then I've been wanting to do this ever since the guy put the idea in my head 2 weeks ago. Moving the stuff from the middle against the wall just to fill in some space. So, all right. So now we're gonna wire up the NBA Jam. Working with false partitions is pretty awesome because I can move them back as I need to do wiring. Let's see if this works. Yep, it's going to work. If you guys only knew what I'm doing to beg, borrow, and steal. And I'm one short because I can't reach that USB port. Let's try up here. There we go. All right. Good enough. So NBA Jam now has some backlight. Put my partition back. There we go. That looks good. Okay. Now, okay, so as you guys see, I've got that gap there between the Golden Tee and the Galaga. This space right here, straight up and down. What do you guys think about this idea? So I can either have Pac-Man down at the bottom, chasing up. I've got 4 of these ghosts, okay? So if I just stick them on the wall, like, and have Pac-Man go in this direction, or maybe I can orient the ghosts that way, sideways. What do you guys think? Are you seeing that? Do you know what I'm talking about here? So I have 4 of the ghosts, so it's going to start basically at the bottom, or I can go down from the top like this. What do you think? What are your thoughts? Do you think I should go like this? I think that'd look pretty cool. Or I could put it somewhere else. I'm losing wall space here. I mean, I could go above the window up there with them. I can't put anything on the partitions. I can't get anything to stick, so. And while you're chewing on that, I'm going to go get my other ghosts, which are upstairs. So in case you guys are interested in getting these from Hobby Lobby, this is what the box looks like. Right there. Palindrome, or Paladone is what their name is. They make a lot of stuff for Hobby Lobby, LED wise. Do the ghosts stay up and down Hockey Town? I don't know. Let's find out. You're right, they do. You're right. So they are up and down. All right, so the ghosts will stay up and down, but Pac-Man will be pointing down at them or pointing up. Which do you guys think would look better? The Pac-Man at the top going down to attack them, or the Pac-Man coming up from the bottom? Oh, I think that's going to look cool. I got to get this spaced out right. Let me open up these boxes. Get the rest of these ghosts out. Hopefully they all work. That would just be tragic. Three of them, as I said, I mail ordered because the store didn't have enough in stock, and I wasn't about to travel around to several Hobby Lobbies to get enough ghosts to do what I wanted to do. Coming up from the bottom. Okay. Yeah, okay. All right, so I'm terrible at math, so I'm just gonna wing it here. Again, using the Pong table as my workbench. It doesn't take much to hang these because they are very, very light. So I'm going to take one set of these Velcro, and I use these, here, I'll show you on camera. I use these. Probably can't really see them. They're the 3M Command 15-pound Velcro strips. And I cut them down to size if I need to. For this purpose, I'm just going to cut them in half. I'm going to cut off the handy dandy handles that you can use to take them off. All right. And I try, when I apply these 3M pieces to the back, I try to line it up with the LED light so that it's not as visible. And usually in the dark, they don't show up too well. So it's pretty good. Oh, no. Come on, backing. Can't wait to show this to my gal later. She'll probably think it's really cool. Come on. There we go. So I want to get it in the center. Just press it for a few seconds. Might have to do something with these wires too. Yeah, okay. All right, coming up from the bottom. That's what we're doing. Oh, this is gonna look so good when I'm done. Hobby Lobby makes some, well, they have made for them to sell some good stuff. I know you all probably have at least one thing from Hobby Lobby in your arcades. Or maybe you don't. But I find they're a great source for retro stuff. Boy, getting the backing off this thing is just harder than it should be. There we go. All right. We'll do some more cable management here in a little while. All right. Next ghost. Yeah, I've been spending a lot of time adding neon to the arcade. It just makes it pop, especially in the dark. When the house lights are off. And I've been using those inline dimmer switches. So if you look at the wall, all the artwork on that wall there, the Quarterdeck arcade sign and everything, they're on dimmer switches. So I can, and now my neighbor's mowing his lawn. Thank you, neighbor. So I got dimmers on there so they appear on camera really well. was before, up until a few weeks ago. They're really washing out on YouTube. I have no fingernails. This is where I need my gal. There we go. I'm going to use these twist ties that came with the cables to do the cable management. Looking good so far. Yeah, Sony, I agree. And I also have my blue lights too, black lights. And I did hang, you guys missed my stream talking about it a few weeks ago. I've got 2 more black lights in this extended part of the arcade. So I got that going for me, which is nice. Where did I get that from? Seinfeld? I think I did. Yeah, when we're done with this, this is probably the last thing I'm going to do today is completing this LED artwork. I would love to shut off the lights and take a gander around. Again, I don't have blackout curtains yet. I know Danny's been after me to get them for my 2 windows here. And I looked at them. I just never pulled the trigger on getting them. So I do need to get blackout curtains. They're on my list. All right. The reason why this is so difficult is because I cut off the ends to these things, and I hope I'm going to have room for the Pac-Man. Yeah, that's going to be... It's going to be interesting. Yeah, I love dimmers. And it took me, I can't believe it took me a year to figure that out, you know, that it wasn't really the camera causing that. It was the fact that the LED is just so bright. So getting them down, these LEDs up here on this wall are at their lowest setting right now. All right, so the Pac-Man is going to be the one that we're going to aim up now. And it's weird because this one doesn't have... Oh, how are we going to do this? I need to... One over here. I'll use this one. All right. I hope to pop into VR a little bit before my gal comes home. Have y'all checked out the racing game? What is it called? Downtown Club? Downtown Racing Club. I'm having fun with that. All right. Most of the stream is just me trying to pick off these stupid backings. There we go. There's one. There's the other one. Awesome. Okay. All right. Last available port. There we go, guys. There she blows. I think that looks amazing. $12:01 a.m. Stock Jack. Okay. Well, so 8/8 limited number at 12:01 a.m. Great. Setting my alarm. You guys got to beat me now. You guys got to beat me to it. So how's that look, guys? That looks, to me, that looks amazing. I just got to do a little cable management. So I'd love to just run them to the side here and down. What do I have that can do that? I think I have, I don't know how these would work against concrete, but I have hooks. I don't think these are made for concrete though. Let's give one a try. So I got these hooks that I ordered for artwork, but I didn't think they would work very well against concrete. So let's give it a shot. Just to see. If it'll stick. Of course it's not. It might actually work really well, because all I really want to do is get them to fall behind the golden tee. Excuse me. Don't really want to tug at them. Yeah, I kind of lucked out with the spacing on those, so I didn't want the Pac-Man all the way to the floor, obviously, so I think this will work really well. Oh, I can't wait for my girl to see this. I think she's going to love it. She was with me when I bought these things, and I told her what I wanted to do with it. I just wanted to have Pac-Man chasing the ghosts around. Uh-oh. So Stockjack, thank you for sharing that information about the cabinet. Appreciate it. A little bit of cable management here. All right, now we'll do the bottom one, the Pac-Man. So just to show you, this is what the hook looks like. I mean, it's just a plastic backing with a little hook, and all I'm using the hook for is to guide the wire behind the golden tea cabinet. So it's semi-hidden anyway. All right. Oh. So much wire. These things, there's a lot of wire on these things. A USB cable in the way here. Get out of the way. Oh my God. Maybe shove that back there. That'll work. Looks cleaner that way. bend this a little bit. No, I can't. All right, that's good enough. Done. Done and dusted. All this garbage. Looks good, guys. I don't know about you, but I'm happy with it. It's really all that matters, right? Am I happy? Now let's turn the lights out, huh? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm going to pull this camera back so you get a wider shot. You can probably see it on the other camera, but just walking in. This is from the entrance. So just doing a panning shot here to that side of the arcade. You can see the Pac-Mans over there. Now, granted, they're a little offset there and hidden behind the golden tee, but you know, if you look straight on at them, they're centered. And then, you know, I've got my other LEDs that are dimmed right now. Oh man, I'm really, really pleased with how this turned out. Oh, this nice. Okay, all right. I'm destroying my my camera here. Oh man, where'd it go? I lost a piece. I got to turn on the house lights. I somehow flung my charger for my phone to some other part of the room. Seriously? It's got to be around here somewhere. Oh, I can't believe that. All right. Guys, I lost the charger module for my my phone, the one that's running the kind of my mobile cam. And I don't know where it went. It went flying when I tripped over it. That's fascinating. Ugh. I'll find it. I'm not going to worry about it now. So that's it, guys. What do you think? Fire Island HD, new name to the channel. Welcome. Yes, I do have a lot of interest in Basic Fun. It depends on what comes out. I'm a wait and see on all of the announced cabinets from Basic Fun, from Iconic. I'm taking a skeptic's eye to everything. So I don't know if I'm really going to be interested in buying one of those right away. I'd kind of like to take a wait and see what the community thinks of them. I already have a centipede, so I'm not going to get the centipede. WrestleFest is probably one that I might add. Yeah, I'm not good at curtains. The other thing too is when you look at these windows in the back here, there's a sill about, I want to say 6 inches between the bottom edge of the window and the concrete block wall. So any curtain that I hang up there is going to drape over the concrete. And on this window in particular, I don't want it to drape over and block the Pac-Mans that I just hung. So, but that one above the HD, the At Games HD Legend, that can have a curtain. But any curtain that I get over here, I'm just going to have to shorten enough so that it's just above the sill. I don't care if it drapes over the concrete on that side, but anyway, I've driveled on long enough. It was great having a chill and chat with you folks today. I'll be here next week, assuming work does not interfere. If my major task next weekend goes long, I may have to cancel next week's show, but we'll play it by ear. I plan on being here though, so I appreciate each and every one of you for joining me every week for these little get-togethers. And if you wouldn't mind, spread the word. Let other folks know. I know some of you already are, and I do appreciate that. Hit the like button on your way out. I really appreciate that as well. We'll see what's next for the Quarterdeck Arcade. I still want to get some cabs, and we'll do that. But until next week, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend. I hope you have a safe week next week. Stay safe, have fun, and always play your games. And always remember, I got next.